Good afternoon, Hannah. How you doing?
Good, how are you?
All is well. I just super excited to ask you a few questions about the series and about this season because Julie is going through a different journey about trauma and healing that trauma. And I want to ask you, how do you feel about Julie's journey this season?
Yeah, Julie's journey has definitely it's been interesting to play to say the least. There's so many layers to Julie that I'm discovering this season and Julie is discovering within herself this season. So it's been really interesting to add all that to previous storylines that we have acknowledged for Julie from season 1 and 2. So it's just been great to add that on in season 3.
And she's not alone this season. She's with Randall. And my subscribers are going to be mad if I don't ask you, how do you feel about that new relationship with Randall? Both of them have this trauma. So how was this? Is this a relationship building, a brother and sister?
Yeah, I think the relationship is cool. I mean, I love working with AJ, who plays Randall, so it's great every time we're on set together. But I think that it's really interesting because, Julie's obviously searching out for connections all the time. So she's found one with Randall, and they actually are connected from they were both taken and they were in the chambers together screaming. So anytime that big things happen to characters and those characters come together after, I think that's always going to be a good thing because that means that we're going to get answers.
Yeah, and even that drama and that mystery with Randall and Marielle in those ruins is still such a mystery. So, how was tapping into something different to bring into this character Julie this season as well?
Tapping into something different, like from the chambers.
Yeah, like the trauma and the pain that she's dealing with.
Yeah, it was difficult. I mean, it's adding on to traumas from current Julie and what she just went through, but adding on to the traumas from past Julie of being forced to take care of Ethan when her mom and dad were dealing with the loss of Thomas, when the whole family was dealing with the loss of Thomas. So there's a lot of different layers there of that I had to sort of tap into. It's not just present trauma, it's also past trauma that's bubbling up back to the surface. So it was a lot.
Yeah, and she's even mad about the whole discussion between Tabitha and Jim. And like, hey, some things don't change, but internally she feels that.
Yeah.
And I want to ask you, going to this is now that Tabitha is on her own journey and Jim, and you have to be there for Ethan, which is something different as well that we have not seen before.
Sorry, what was the question again?
Sorry.
That's
So
okay.
how is it, taking this role, a different role as well for Ethan?
Oh yeah, I mean, I think we've been able to see Julie for the past couple seasons still take on a bit more of a caring role for Ethan. Even back in season 1 and 2, she was always still trying to look out for him and protect him, even if she's teasing him. Like when the RV first crashes, she's like, "No, get my brother first. Like you have to get him." So she always has looked out for Ethan. So I think that this is nothing new. I think she's very used to taking care of Ethan if her parents aren't present. So I think it's just now it's being explored more and she brought to the forefront of the show.
And the whole season, the theme of the season is about breaking the characters, and we're seeing in all of them. And your has been my most important and interesting to see. And I want to say the opposite of this. What would you like to see, positive to Julie in the show? Because it's so different, it's so hard to see.
I know. I mean, I love every time I get to have a happy scene when I got to do stuff with Elgin in the basement of Colony House, just looking through those clothes, and I got to smile. It was so much fun. I like doing scenes like that. So it's always nice to see Julie sort of more happy and positive. But something tells me that it's not gonna. There's gonna be fewer and fewer happy moments as the show gets
No.
worse and worse and sadder and sadder.
Well, Hannah, it's been such a pleasure to talk to you and for the opportunity. My name is Christian from the Premiere, and thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.